So learning a decent bridge and multiple bridge variations will open up many doors for new moves, new possibilities, and new phrases. So in this video, me and my student, BBoy Petito, are gonna teach you the best way to learn the bridge. We're also gonna be giving you guys multiple variations so you can then apply within your bridge. And this video is part 1 of a 6-episode series that all start from the bridge. So if you wanna learn inverts and hollowbacks, or even how to use your bridge effectively for battle, for example, then don't hesitate to check the other videos that you can find on Coach Sambo's YouTube channel, the best YouTube channel for your online b-boy content. Damn, that sounds cheesy.
But I love it.
All right, so before starting out with bridge, make sure you get that decent warm-up. Shoulders, neck, and very important, the wrists, all the way down to your fingertips. I mean, trust me, after 20 years of coaching, you can injure yourself very easily with a bridge. So it's really important you take warming up for bridge very seriously. Unless you have like 15 years of gymnastics background or something like that, which you probably don't. So don't mess around with that warm-up. Now, before giving you the tips and all these different forms and shapes, let's start out with the easiest bridge variation there is, which is the head bridge. And even though it's very easy to learn and can be looked upon as a beginner move, just don't underestimate the head bridge. Now, to get started with this head bridge, lay down on your back and then use your hands and feet to lift yourself up and place the top of your head on the floor. Avoid putting the back of your head on the floor, and in some extreme cases, avoid putting the front of your head on the floor. Unless you're extremely creative and you really want to push bars, there are no limits within this breaking game. But let's keep it basic for now. Place the top/middle part of your head on the floor for the basic head bridge. Once everything is in place, you can then take away those hands to give it like that clean and clear form. And then obviously within break, it's always smart to try out new forms and new variations. So definitely experiment a little bit when it comes to forms and shapes, because if everyone starts doing the same thing, it just kind of gets a little repetitive and even a little boring. Once this head bridge is unlocked, then try to find different ways to enter the head bridge. So you can utilize it as a freeze to then finish up your combo or your round. If you're just starting out with this breaking stuff, then I definitely recommend you to try it from a knee drop into a baby freeze and then rotating into this head bridge. And then from then on, it's up to you to cook your own because that is what this breaking game is all about. Now let's move on to the bridge. So my way of teaching or explaining how to do a bridge starts out by lying on your back on the floor, placing both hands on the floor next to your head and making sure the fingers point inwards towards your head and ears. Rotating those hands and those fingers to the inside will give you the opportunity to open up the shoulders more, therefore giving you a deeper bridge and creating more opportunity for you to utilize that bridge. Now with everything in position, you want to then stretch your arms out and lift your body up, all while keeping your heels and your feet flat on the floor. A lot of people go up to their tippy toes, which is not the correct way of doing your bridge. Then when stretching your arms out, I strongly recommend to tuck your head in and try to look at your belly while executing this bridge, just so you can stretch and open up the shoulders even more. Now, if you just tried this out and you're really struggling with a decent bridge and a decent shoulder flexibility, let me reassure you that it can evolve really fast with a little bit of consistent effort. And I guarantee you, after 1 or preferably 2 weeks, you will see enormous evolution. And trust me on this, because I've been teaching for a very long time, and I have seen students that really had the crappiest bridge ever, but with a little consistent work and a no bullshit mentality, you'd be surprised how fast you would actually learn a decent bridge. Now to push things a little bit further, once you're up there in that bridge and your head is tucked in and your arms are fully stretched out, I recommend you guys to stretch out those legs and place those heels on the floor. Just pushing the limits within the bridge, again, helping you get at ease and molding that body of yours into the better version of itself. Now once your basic bridge is starting to take shape, we can now start trying out different variations and different forms of the bridge. To start out with one of the easiest one, which might be even easier than the basic bridge itself, and that's basically doing a bridge with one arm. Now, as I say in many of my videos, if you're doing something with one hand or with one arm, that means the other arm is free. So utilize it to better that form and create a better picture to improve the style and the overall shape of your freeze. And I also definitely recommend you to do this on both sides. Next on the list is doing a basic bridge, but this time with one leg. Start out with the very common shape of just stretching your leg up towards the ceiling, obviously doing this on both sides, then why not push the limits and stretch your leg out to the side? Because you never know what you might use or create in the future. So it's just best to try as much things as possible. For example, this next one, just hooking your leg in, placing that ankle of yours on the knee, which is also pretty common for b-boys and b-girls. Now let's try the same hooked shape, but shifting our legs a little bit more to the side, creating a little bit more of this twisted bridge variation. Next on the list is gonna be a bridge with one hand and one leg. But for this one, we're gonna use the opposite sides of the leg and arm. So that means performing your bridge with only your right arm and then using the opposite leg, so the left leg, to execute this freeze. The next up is using the same side arm and leg. So that means using your left arm and then placing your left foot on the floor to create yet another bridge variation for you guys. Next up is doing a basic bridge, but then lowering down one arm to place one elbow on the floor. And then once you get the hang of this, you can definitely try it with one leg, stretching out the other leg up into the air, giving you this really good looking form. And you might as well try and consider hooking that leg in, creating this figure 4 elbow bridge. Now there are many other bridge variations out there, but by using everything I just shared with you right now, you're gonna unlock the ability and the skill to really dig deeper and be more creative within these different bridge shapes, forms, and variations. Now when using a bridge in battle or competition or for a showcase or whatever, the way you get into your bridge truly maximizes the value. And that's what episode 2 is gonna be all about. So make sure you check that one out on my YouTube channel. And I could also recommend you guys to check out my website for that very exclusive content. This is your boy Coach Sambo, your online b-boy coach. And at the end of the day, when you think about it, it's just all about that b-boy shit.